Hi there, it's Andy Willis here from Working From Anywhere. The purpose of this video is just to do a bit of a brief summary, a history of who I am and what I do and why I do it for people that will be interviewing me for podcasts. So this is not going to be a very fancy video. It's just basically going to be a bit about my story and what I do. I'm not going to give you the whole life story, just going to give you what is relevant to where I'm at the moment and possibly to your podcast. So I started off in business back in 1999. I went into a travel agency. Someone asked me to go into a travel agency. He was going to be a silent partner and wanted me to go in business with him. I had no idea about travel agency, never run a travel agency in my life. I don't think I'd ever booked a flight, hardly. Anyway, I went into that business, went into the travel agency business and worked out how to do travel. It was a retail travel agency business. During that time in that business early on, I got an opportunity. Someone approached me and got an opportunity to quote on doing a conference. And the conference, someone came to me and said, "Can you do our conference? You're in travel. We want to travel to a conference and someone to run our conference. We're not happy with the person that's currently doing it." So I thought, why not? What the hell? So I quoted on that conference. I went and presented to the board. It was the Cowdex National Distributors Association board. I went and done a presentation, a PowerPoint, and told them how I could run their conference, how I could organise their conference and put it all together for them, and what a fantastic an event it'll be. And lo and behold, they gave me the gig. So I had to go away and work out how the hell to run a conference. I'd never run a conference in my life before. So I had to go and work it all out. Long story short, I did that. They were my customer for the next 17 years. I took them all around the world, organising their conference, their travel, their event, their gala dinners, their extension tours, the whole lot. So for 17 years, I worked with that one client from that one opportunity. And funny enough, this is where my Carpe Diem story started. I live by the mantra Carpe Diem, which is seize the day. And in this, the first event I did for the Caltex, which was in Hamilton Island, they needed a theme for their event, and I was involved in their small committee conference organising group, of course, because I was organising their conference. And I suggested they use the theme Carpe Diem, or seize the day. And just like me getting the conference, they actually went with it. So the first conference I ever did, ever run was themed Carpe Diem. And fittingly, it was actually a Carpe Diem moment. I pitched for that conference, even though I had no idea how to run a conference. So that's where Carpe Diem started. So right, fast forward down the track, I run several events for them, took them halfway around the world, plus picked up other conference clients, built up the business, and down back in 2012, I had a bit of a life change. I became single, and during some of those trips overseas, I picked up the book, The 4 Hour Work Week, which I still don't believe in the 4 Hour Work Week, but I believe, I thought the concept of being able to operate your business working from anywhere instead of just being tied to a place was a fantastic concept. So I decided with my current opportunity to actually transition my conference and event management business, which was a very successful business, to be able to work from anywhere. And then I decided that after the marriage breakup that I'm a really keen cyclist. I'd been to France once and I'd really loved the French Alps, and I decided I wanted to go back there one day and ride my bike and spend some more time riding my bike in the French Alps. So I booked 1 month in the French Alps, May 2013. I packed up my bike, my bag, my laptop. I booked an apartment for a month, and I left a team member, a staff member back in Australia, and I headed over there to operate my business from there. So it wasn't a holiday. It was sort of a holiday. I was cycling, I was operating my business. Nothing went wrong. I'd already transitioned my business, put everything in the cloud. I'd changed my phone number to Skype. It was all different back then. It was not quite as advanced as it is now. And nothing went wrong. It was absolutely life-changing. I then decided to come back to the French Alps for 2 months the next year and 3 months the next year. All this time, I was operating my conference and event management business and running some really big events. Some of those events, by the time you added the extension packages and the gala dinners and everything, were up to $1 million events. I was dealing with 100 to 150 people from Australia, all taking them to somewhere, a destination worldwide. So they were big events, and I was doing it and working 3 months from the French Alps. So I had one staff member in Australia, and I just managed what I do. It was absolutely life-changing. So I dribble on here. I'm very passionate about it. Anyway, what happens? Next step or next thing that happened, I'd go back to Tathra, to Bega, where I live, where I was living and operating my business from the other 9 months of the year, and I'd see my friends, my colleagues, other people in successful, established businesses. Basically, they were trapped in their businesses and they were basically deferring living life until later. And I discovered this life where I was integrating work and life as one, and it absolutely changed the way, not just the way I work, but the way that I live my life. And I come back and I see these people trapped in their businesses, deferring, what I call deferring life until later, till retirement, till after they sold their businesses. They went into business for freedom, and they're getting exactly the opposite. And I wanted to help these people. So that's where Working From Anywhere was born. I started putting together some resources and to help these people to realize the same thing that I did, because it was life-changing. I wanted to change the lives of others. And that's where Working From Anywhere come in. And as it turned out, my major client, Caldex, decided not to do international conferences anymore. So I decided to take the leap and say, this is my purpose in life. I'm doing this. I'm at a time of life now. My kids are left home. I don't have to fund their schooling, their sporting events or anything like that. So my life, I don't need much in the way of enormous revenue. So I decided to jump away from the conference event management and create this business and fulfill my purpose, which was I really, really, really wanted to help people. It really disturbed me to see these people trapped in their business. Every one of us has people that have deferred their life until later, and unfortunately that later doesn't come. They fall ill, or some of them die, so they don't get to live the life that they're deferred to. So that's why I moved to creating this business, which is Working From Anywhere. Working From Anywhere, I've been working on it for a number of years now to get to this place. I've gone through a number of different models that I've worked with until I've come, as you work in your business and with purpose, it narrows and narrows and narrows as long as you stick with your purpose. And that's what I've done. My main purpose is to help people, to empower people that are trapped in their businesses to spend more time living life outside of their business. So that's what I now concentrate. My program is a 6-month Work From Anywhere program. It's an intense program with only up to 8 people in the program at any one time. It's a mixture of every fortnightly mastermind sessions and fortnightly one-on-one sessions. It starts off with an individual strategy for each of the people. So it's not a cookie cutter method. A lot of the tools and the mindsets are very similar, are very common, but each business that I work with gets their own program depending on where they're at. So they work through the 6-month program. The mastermind sessions are amazing. Some of the sessions we've come out, and some of the things that I learn as well as the people in the mastermind session learn, are just amazing. So very collaborative. So alternate mastermind, alternate one-on-one sessions for 6 months. I only work with 8 people for 6 months. I put my entire focus on those 8 people for 6 months. The difference is there are other people out there helping people systemize their business, and that's mostly what mine's about is systemizing your business so you can operate your business working from anywhere at any time and on any device. But there's people out there doing that, but the difference I have is every program finishes with an experience, and that experience is a 7-day Carpe Diem retreat. My first one is over here in the French Alps, and by the way, I'm currently in the French Alps, beautiful backdrop, and that is next month. The people in the mastermind and mentoring program have been through the 6-month program, or they're still on it, and they finish that program with a 7-day retreat here in the French Alps. There'll be workshops there. There'll be support as they work from anywhere on their business from here. So it's all about walking the talk. So this program's not about just systemizing your business. This program is life-changing. These people that will walk away from this working from anywhere or this Carpe Diem retreat will go back thinking differently about how they operate their business and how they operate their lives. So after that, that's the French Alps this year. The next program I've got finishes with a 7-day retreat in Carpe Diem retreat in Queenstown. It includes the flights, the accommodation, uh, all of the meals, flights to Milford Sound, helicopter flights. It includes everything. It's a real experience. But at the end of the day, it's about leaving that experience and with a changed life. So that's Queenstown, and of course next year is also the French Alps, and in 2021 as well as the French Alps, I found a boat in the Maldives called Carpe Diem. What else? I have to have a Carpe Diem retreat on that luxury boat. So 2021, I'm looking at an exclusive charter of a boat in the Maldives called Carpe Diem, and that will be the Carpe Diem retreat. That's at the end of that 6-month program. So that more or less sums up who I'm about. I hope that's given you some insight into my story and helps you in that interview. Really looking forward to your podcast interview. Looking forward to chatting with you. I live by the mantra Carpe Diem, which is seize the day. I'm absolutely passionate about that. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to seizing the moment with you, and I hope you are too. Andy Willis from Working From Anywhere. Carpe Diem. Au revoir.